Hey, Aqualaha Boy Rocks, and in today's video I am still in Central Oregon and about to head out to the first Prineville Powwow field trip. So this is one of the big reasons I was out there, was to go on these field trips, going to head out to a location that I've been to before, McDonald's Ranch, but going to have some opportunity that I was really not expecting. I thought was pretty darn cool. So the first stop of the day out there will be coming up shortly. I'm in the lineup at the Prineville Fairgrounds on my way to a field trip to Alex McDonald's Ranch with the Prineville Powwow group. So I'm going to get into some petrified wood, eggs, agate, have a good time. So it's time to pull out. We'll see you at the ranch.
We already told them what the price is. I've got one.
Yeah, it is, right. I think it's petrified.
This would be a waste of time.
I'd like everybody to.
They are called nodules, but they're
gas pocket nodules.
Yeah, so they polish up really good, and they're float, so there's quite a bit of it there, and because I
There was a lot,
but we walked around and
maybe
Bob
that
put
too, or is
ribbons
that
around.
That's angel wing.
Red ribbons.
Oh, that other ridge where I left you.
That's where.
And I've got your ribbon.
And that's.
Walk over to another, so that allows everybody to have a bunch of
Here's
ground.
the other ones like
Yeah, those are nice. Yeah, those are really nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we've had our little gathering. I was torn. It was the Thundereggs. Or there's a new location I hadn't been to, but there's also some brand new agate nodules that they found just in float. So I'm going to go down there first, see what that looks like, and then come back and dig Thundereggs, and then maybe petrified wood. So we're about to line up to go about 2 miles to the agate float. Here's a look at the petrified wood beds. I'll be coming back there. Most of that rock in there is petrified wood. Sounds like we're going all the way over there, up those ridges, in the scene between the trees, center frame there. There's a pretty good little lineup of us. There's a good look at where we're headed. That's where we're headed, on straight up. I'm guessing that they've taken all these junipers out just to keep the grass open for their cattle. Excuse the bouncing, this is a pretty rough road. All right, here we are. They haven't really given us any information other than they're everywhere. So I'll see what I see. I don't see anyone picking anything up yet. Okay, so this is a small example of what I'm looking for. Hoping for some bigger ones. Oh, there goes my water jug. It tried to escape. Oh, let's see, it found me one right here. Still want some bigger ones than that, but that's basalt. I think That's going to be basalt. All right, I'm going to keep looking. There we go. That's a little better one. Here's a real colorful one. Good water line. There's agate all through these tracks. Right here. All right, put you away again and pick up rocks. Okay, so we've got a couple here. Broken. Nice broken one. Better in this wide world.
Yes.
Here's a nice one. That water line in there. I have to be careful that I don't spend so much time looking at this that I don't look up and see all of that. Here's a small but really well-defined one. I'm thinking it's going to be waterline running this way. Here's a good example of how these are forming. You can see all the little air bubbles and this not quite weathered out piece attached. And then there's another one here. Got agate all the way around it. Here's a really cool one sitting right on top. Another one. There was another one over here I just saw right there. They're just everywhere. Alright, got a good little area it looks like here. Got an obvious one. But I got a not obvious one too. Well, that's a good one. See, is that all agate? Sounds like it. Oh, excuse my finger in the frame. Sounds like all agate. And oh, look at that one. That's gonna be nice. Waterline. That's another one. Looks like it might be one right here. Let's see. Yep. Just a little bit sticking out of the ground and got a nice water line. Here's a full one that just came up with, I had to knock the dirt off to even get that to show. Here's another gorgeous one. I should have taken it, started videoing it. It was in that hole. You can see the part that was sticking up and how much was under the surface. Here's a beautiful banded one that was just peeking out. That's going to be banded all the way around. Here's one. I'm going to see what's down below. Now, that's kind of cool, but we'll leave it. There's just pieces. It's a little piece. Here's one.
Right? I figure I probably got 5 or 6 more good hooks.
Gonna leave that one. Alright, I think I've got enough for this location. I'm probably up close to $100 for just this spot, so I'm gonna carry my bags down to the road and go get the Jeep and drive down and get them and try another spot. Okay, I'm gonna do a little quick high grade here. Some of this stuff. Oh, this is a specimen, so it can stay. That can go. That can leave. I'll keep that. So this is my first time ever being in the first group to investigate a location. Well, someone had come and scouted it out, but the field trip today, this was the first time anyone's collected material at this spot. Great spot all over these hills. There's just the rounded tops of these agate nodules peeking out, waiting to be picked up. I got quartz pockets, I got waterline, I got tube agate, I got all kinds of stuff. So I feel really lucky to have gotten to come out here today. It wasn't like a special invite, just came to the show, signed up for the field trip. Gonna pay $2 a pound for this stuff, but I think it's well worth it. So here's this box of nodule material I brought back. It's really dirty, hasn't really been cleaned up, but you can see what some of this stuff should look like when we get into it. I brought back a number of specimen pieces with the basalt and these little nodules growing in there. Thought those were really cool. Got some nice big whole nodules I'm going to cut into. There's a good view of one of these things. Some of these that I brought back as specimens kind of didn't make it through the shipping really well, but you can see in this one how, you know, these things can be little teeny tiny all the way up to that big and a whole lot bigger. So without further ado, I'm going to get over to the saw and cut some of these open and see what they look like. Okay, I lied. I'm going to have some further ado. This is the first piece I'm going to cut. That fortification looks really cool, so I'm just going to cut a face on that and see what it looks like. And here's the next one I'm going to cut. It looks kind of plain, but I'll see what it looks like inside. Alright, I did not really preview all the ones I cut, but I'm going to show you this one I'm about to cut. This is the only one I found with maybe a little color other than waterline white. So we're going to take a cut of this one and look at it. Say hi to Tigger. Alright, see what this looks like cut. Okay, let's take a look at some of this agate goodness from McDonald's Ranch. So this first one I cut, not too impressive. I cut it like this, and then I thought, well, maybe this is the orientation it needs to be, and well, some of them just aren't that impressive. And then from there, it was pretty much just up. Got this one. Get some water going here. mean, not a lot of color, but man, that's some beautiful water line there. And where to go? All of these are nice. That one's maybe not as nice, but still very pretty. And this is our banded one here. I know it's not as colorful as a Laker, but that's a pretty nice nodule. Then we've got this one, these two halves. All borderline. Okay, now this one is the only one I found, I think I mentioned, that had some different color to it. And I was darn pleased with this. And to me, that rivals some of the picture jaspers I see for sale. Or some of the nicer Thunderegg cores. Just a really, really neat rock. So those are the ones I've cut. I've got quite a few more that I brought home. I don't like to cut everything at once. Leave some for later. So, alright, those are them. So I hope you could see why I was excited about that nodule location there at McDonald Ranch. The first time I've ever gotten to go in with a group and go to a completely unpicked area and be one of the first ones going over the ground to pick up the rocks. Got some really cool nodules. And one thing I do want to touch on, some of the folks from the local rock club were calling this a new Thunderegg area. And so, yeah, it sort of resembles a Thunderegg core, but, you know, a couple of things that you'll notice why it's not a Thunderegg. Yeah, no pressure ridges. It came from basalt instead of rhyolite. And the number one reason you know that this isn't a Thunderegg is it's Tuesday and not Thursday. If this was a Thunderegg, this would be Thursday. So again, hope you enjoyed it. I've got a couple more locations from McDonald Ranch. I've mentioned them before in a video. I just think it's really neat to get to go out on a private ranch. You look in all directions and everything you see belongs to the one family. It's been in their family for a couple hundred years, and they open their property up for, you know, a couple bucks a pound, which I think is really reasonable to take on the responsibility of having a bunch of yahoos like me come out and pick up, dig up, chisel up rocks on your ranch. So I will see you next time.